Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back once again to the channel. You know it is JJ with you on JJ's PC Builds. Almost got tongue-tied for a moment. But if this is your, I could say this is your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you know when I post the next video. Today, we're going to be jumping into graphics card nightmares here on the channel. You guys know what time it is. We do this every Friday. Try to at least, but we're doing it today. I know I made a video before this earlier today, but I'm definitely going to have to make this for today. Make sure you go check the other video, by the way. It was a testing of a tweaking that, go watch the video. It's going to be interesting. Now, before we jump into it, we're going to go over and going to see some exciting news. I always say exciting because to me it's always exciting. So if you guys don't think it's exciting, then let me know. So let's jump over to the action screen and see what's cooking. By the way, don't forget your drink and snacks, by the way. I almost forgot it. I know I forgot it on the last video, but here it is on this video. So let's jump over there and see what's going. Alright, glad you made it along with me. We got somewhat of a little big cursor. I know you guys always razz me about that big cursor. You say, Jay, you always forget the big cursor. Oh yeah, I kind of forget about it because I got a lot on my plate. But tell you what, today we're not going to forget about it. There, we got it right here, the big cursor. Europe forces, well, this is some news that you guys need to know. Europe forces Microsoft into free extended support for Windows 10. This is coming from PC World. I'll make sure I leave a link in the description on this article so that way you know what's cooking. So it looks like Europe is, well, PC World always does a pop-up on me, but we will one time or another. Don't think we're wrong about that, but we will. And make sure y'all show them some love on their page, by the way. Okay, getting back to this article here. Windows 10 is officially unsupported starting next month. Sort of. Perhaps seeing the writing on the wall, which it wrote itself, basically. Microsoft has given Windows 10 holdouts an extra year of security updates. The EU, that is. But you'll never need to pay for it or do some busy work to qualify. Unless you live in some European countries which have called, what do they say, baloney on that, or called BS on that, basically. The Euro consumers get alerted. Microsoft that is requirement for users to either turn on Windows backup with an associated Microsoft account, spend a bunch of Microsoft reward points, or pay $30 to access those extra security updates was probably in violation of the Digital Markets Act of 2022. This law forbids gatekeeper companies from limiting access to products or services based on conditions to other products from the same company. In response, Microsoft says that is making updates to the enrollment process for residents of the European Economic Area, most of the Western Europe, notably omitting in the UK. Windows 10 users in the EEA won't need to turn on Windows backup, pay a fee, or redeem reward points to get security updates through October the 14th. 2026. Microsoft confirmed a general change in policies to comply with the local laws to the Windows Central. Okay. The rest of us will have to start stretching because those hoops won't jump through themselves. But Microsoft has already backtracked on its October 2025 ultimatum multiple times. Perhaps wary of the half of Windows users who haven't upgraded to Windows 11 yet. The market is at a very different place from where it was at Windows 8 for lost support. Lost support. With plenty of people relying fully on smartphones for their digital lives, and plenty of others not looking for an expensive new laptop as well. Wonder if Microsoft will get cold feet again from a year from now. But that is to be determined, guys. Okay, now I want you guys to understand something. Microsoft is telling the EU, since the regulators over there pressured Microsoft to extend it for another year for free. You guys can leave a comment down on this video and let me know what you think about that. Why everybody else has to pay, including the United States. The European Union, they squabbled about it, they pressured Microsoft and everything else, and guess what? They get a whole year for free. It's not the matter of the $30. It's the matter of the principle of the point. It's the principle of the point. And the point is that one country doesn't get to pay, but the rest of us do. Like they say over there, what's good for me isn't good for thee, kind of thing. I think that's totally bogus and unfair to the rest of the world that is saying, well, hey, you're giving it to them for free. You're not doing anything over here. But you're telling everybody over here that you know what you need to do is you need to go to this certain company and sell your old hardware to get new hardware. But you're not telling them that. You're not telling them over there, hey, they need to go sell their old hardware to get new hardware in order to get Windows 11. But you're doing it here. Now, I don't know if the regulators pay attention to my videos or not, and I hope they do. But when it comes to the fair act that you're doing, your favoritism towards one country and making everybody else pay, that's too much favoritism. I understand, making the other countries pay, it's going to pay for, the extension for a year. But if you really wanted to make it fair, you could have said, okay, well, we're going to do it like this. We're going to make everybody pay $10 for another year's subscription. $10. That is fair. Make everybody pay $10. Not just the United States, not just, all around the world except for the EU. You make the EU pay their $10 as well. As well as we have to pay it, they have to pay it. What's good for us is just as good for them. It's not what's good for them isn't good for us, kind of thing. So if you want to make it fair, then lower the price. Tell everybody you're going to do it for one more year. Make everybody pay $10. And everybody has to come out of pocket $10 to extend the coverage of another year. So you can pay your people, you can make your normal profit and everything else, and then everybody's putting in. But you to tell us that Europe doesn't have to pay, but we have to pay? You know how many people are thinking this right now? People are already talking about this right now. I had over hundreds of people right now already talk to me about this. And I'm like, I told them, I don't know what to tell you. But to make it fair, they should have made it fair. But they didn't make it fair. And it seems that, I know the president's busy with whatever he's doing his thing. But as far as Microsoft being so-called a United States-based company, you think in the United States you would give some kind of discount other than making everybody pay 3 times the amount when they could go over to SKD keys or wherever and get a whole brand new operating system for the same price that you're charging. So it's kind of common sense. But I'm not here to bust Microsoft's chops on this. They're doing a good job themselves. I'm here just to inform you guys of what's going on, and the fairness of this is absurd. So that's my 2 cents on this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go and finish out Graphics Card Nightmares. So let's go ahead and just jump right back into it and see what's cooking. Okay, guys. You know what drill it is. Now, I'm under the understanding that there's one company or two companies that are going to start raising their prices again. And from my understanding is that AMD is going to start raising their prices, and so is Nvidia, and so is Intel. This is just a rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. If it happens, it happens. So we're going through the front page of Amazon right now just to see if there's anything special that pops out. Anything that's special. I mean, 9060 XT 16 gigabyte. $10 more than Newegg. Might be even cheaper now on Newegg. But it looks like they got 9060 XT 16 gigabytes for $390. That's still not a bad deal. That's still not a bad deal for 16 gigs, especially the OC model, the overclocked model. So this takes it also too off of everybody's plate. Now, I want you to understand, it's best off to get the overclocked model than it is the non-overclocked model. Everybody says you only get 5 to 7%. Well, that 5 to 7% adds up. That 5 to 7% adds up. Especially when you're playing games, it gives you that little extra edge without having to overclock it in the software. It's overclocked right onto the hardware. So that is a plus. I would rather go that route. That's the reason why I got a 4070 OC, is because it's overclocked on the hardware itself, not in the software. Now that's a bonus. So keep that in your mind. Okay, let's get back to it. 5090 still too high. The price on the 5080 has went up about 20 bucks. 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte. Oh, that's way too high, guys. 5070 Ti, definitely too high. 5060 Ti 16 gigs, way too high again. I mean, if they brought this down equally to $380 to match AMD, they would have a good competitor. But right now they don't. 5090 still too high. 3050, forget it. This is the 5060, 319, still too high. $200 would have been fine for that. 3050, nope. 7600 for $250. Okay, the video I done today earlier was on the RX 7600, which I was able to get on Cyberpunk FSR 4. So, for this price, oh, that's not bad. I can tell you that much. It's not bad. So, it would have been nice if it was down to $200. If they had that at $200, that would be a steal. That would be a steal. I don't see this being at $200 a steal. Truthfully, I really don't. I just see that as robbery. 329, and that's about it for Amazon. Go over to Newegg right now. They have some stuff cooking on Newegg. So let's see what they got cooking. 5070 Ti 819, 5080, no. 5070 Ti, nope. 5070, hell no, I'm not paying that. Not for $149 more than $500. They should have went $500. 5060, no. 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 Maybe. Still think it needs to be down to like 550. Nope. Still too high. 7600 is better than that 6600 any day. Nope. Definitely not. So, just to get a good look at and see what they got, I guess that's all they really got. I guess that's all they're going to advertise. So, let's move on to Micro Center. Micro Center. Okay. 2 items available to ship. They have an Acer Intel Arc B580 overclocked dual fan, 12 gigabytes of GDDR6 PCIe 4.0 for $250. Sparkle Intel Arc B580 Titan overclocked dual. Why does that say dual fan when that's a triple fan? Huh. Y'all want to ask Micro Center that question. Why do they got triple fan here and they only got dual fan here? They got dual fan. for 300. Now, let's go to their crux of it all. What's in store? 5090, nope. 5070 Ti, maybe. It still needs to come down another 150 bucks. 5080, kinda. Additional savings when purchased with any processor. So 5070 Ti purchased with any processor. Interesting notion. You guys want to look in on that detail just so you can get a good one. Let's see. 9070 XT Reaper, 650 bucks. Now, 650 bucks, that's a little too steep. If this comes down to 600 or 550, well worth it. That's still too steep. Definitely overpriced. Definitely overpriced. Way overpriced. Way over. Still, I think this is overpriced. This should only be at like 750, 800. Overpriced. Definitely. Oh, 7900 XTX, 700 bucks. That's the lowest I've seen. The 7900 XTX, especially when you can one day get FSR 4 for that. 350 bucks, 16 gigabytes. Not bad. 899, no. 590, 5090. Nope. Let's see, what else? 5080, no. Oh, they got the Blackwell. Looks like it's still $9,000. Still too high. Ugly ass card like usual. 5090, 7900. Still too busy. Okay. Let's get to the main screen and we can finalize this up a little bit. Okay. My thoughts, final thoughts, whatever case the thoughts are. Let me go ahead and close that stuff down. Okay. My final thoughts are this. When it comes to a graphics card, the prices are going to go up. I heard rumors on this earlier today and somewhat yesterday. So do expect them to start climbing up because they're going to climb up because of all the Friday, Saturday, and Monday sales that they're going to be coming out with soon. So they're going to jack the prices up just to make that little extra cash grab. So if you're looking for a graphics card, it's best and Micro Center's not a sponsor of this channel. It would be nice if they were, but they're not. But when it comes to, the graphics card, if you can get your hands on some that are over at Micro Center, then you're going to be doing yourself some justice. As they got some very good deals on graphics cards. Some are a little too high, but they got some that are in a reasonable range. Ones that you could probably afford. But also, too, going on Amazon and Newegg. Newegg's got some really good deals, too. Don't get me wrong. Amazon's kind of shifty back and forth. But you never know. You might find a good deal there. Not unless you dabble in the used market. A lot of people like the used market. I don't like the used market myself, so I'm not going to push that. I'm not going to push on this channel. Going the used market. I know you guys want me to start doing some used stuff, but right now I don't think it's really feasible. The reason why is because when I look at the used market and I see brand new prices in the used market, I could go over here, get a 5-year warranty, and go the new route. So the used market's not making no sense to me. But anyway, guys, that's my 2 cents. Like I told you, graphics cards might go up in price, so do expect that. But if you made it to the end of the video and you did enjoy the whole video, hopefully you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you know when I post the next video. Until the next time and the next video, you know what it is, and we'll see you guys on the next one. And don't forget about Saturday, 8 p.m. live stream. Be there and be ready. And we'll see you then.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.